Come back to cytology. Today we will deal about the plasma membrane. Just see this typical cell, nuclear membrane, nucleolus, rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, centrosomes, cell wall. This is mitochondria. These are Golgi bodies. This is a cytoplasm, the region of vacuole, chloroplast. This one is a cell membrane. Okay, so here this one act as a cell membrane. This cell membrane is nothing but the plasma membrane. Okay, this cell membrane is present in both prokaryotic type of the cell as well as eukaryotic type of the cell. In case of bacteria, plants, the cell membrane is present after the cell wall, but in case of plants, this plasma membrane or cell membrane is the outermost layer. So the cytoplasm is surrounded by a living substance, and this living substance is called as a plasma membrane, also called as a cell membrane, or it is called as a plasma lemma or ectoplast. Okay, so present in animals, bacteria, as well as in plant cells. As earlier mentioned, it is the outermost boundary in the animal cells. Functionally, it gives shape and size to the cell, as well as it gives mechanical support to the cell. The term plasma membrane was first of all coined by Nageli in 1885. This cell membrane is thin, delicate, elastic, and permeable living structure. And the most important function played by the cell membrane, that it regulates the flow of material inside and outside of the cell due to its permeable nature. Middle lamella. As you know, the middle lamella is a space found in between the plasma membrane of two adjacent cells. Suppose this is a tissue. Okay, this is the region where the space is present or intercellular space is present. This intercellular space is called as a middle lamella. Okay, so this is a middle lamella. It is an intercellular space. This contains a material of low electron density and act as a cementary substance. Cementary substance, that means it acts as a cement and binds the adjacent cells together. So the middle lamella is present outside the cell membrane, in between the cells. Okay, chemical composition or molecular organization of the plasma membrane. Chemically, plasma membrane consists of three major components. First one is a carbohydrate, then second one is a protein, and third one is a lipid. Here lipids are present about 20 to 40%, while proteins are present about 60 to 80%. So proteins form the major bulk of the plasma membrane. Carbohydrates are very low in quantity. About 5% of the carbohydrates are present in the plasma membrane, and most common carbohydrates are hexose, hexosamine, fructose, sialic acid, and these carbohydrates are bounded by means of proteins. Okay, gangliosides. These are involved in the ion transfer through the plasma membrane. About 1 to 5% oligosaccharides are present, and these oligosaccharides may be attached to either protein in the form of glycoprotein or attached to the lipids in the form of glycolipids. Okay, 20 to 40% lipids are present. Lipids, also called as the fats, this contains variety of fatty acids. RBC host of mammals contains the fatty acids like palmitic acid, stearic acid, oleic acid, linoleic acid, arachidonic acids. Lipids have both hydrophobic and hydrophilic ends. Generally, hydrophilic ends are present towards the protein, which are water loving, while hydrophobic ends, which are non-polar, and these are water hating portions of the lipid. So in the lipid, hydrophilic and hydrophobic portions are present in the same molecules. There are three types of the lipids present in the plasma membrane. First one is a phospholipid, second one is a glycolipid, and third one is a sterol. Phospholipids are the main lipids, which includes the lecithin, cephalin, and sphingomyelin. Second, glycolipids, or these are also called as the galactolipids. These glycolipids or galactolipids contains one to many monosaccharide units, either glucose or galactose, attached to the lipids. Example, cerebrosides, sulfatides, and gangliosides. Cerebrosides contain single monosaccharide unit, either glucose or galactose, while sulfatides are sulfuric acid esters of the cerebrosides, and another one is a ganglioside. And third one type is a sterol. These are the steroid alcohols. Three major types of the sterols are present in the plasma membrane, which include cholesterol, phytosterol, and ergosterol. Ergosterols are present in eukaryotic microorganism. Cholesterols are present in the plasma membrane of animal cells, while in plant cell, phytosterols are present. Third one major bulk of the plasma membrane is a protein. It is a 60 to 80% from the major bulk and is made up of chain of long various amino acids. The common amino acids which are involved in the formation of protein, these are arginine, lysine, histidine, tyrosine, tryptophan, methionine, and cysteine. Three types of proteins are also present in the plasma membrane. Structural protein, which form the backbone of the plasma membrane. Functional protein, these are actually the enzymes, and carrier proteins, which are also called as a permeases. Structural protein. Structural proteins are the backbone, or they form the structural framework of the plasma membrane, which show little catalytic activity, and these are extremely lipid loving. The hydrophilic end of lipid usually attached to the structural protein, so these are associated with the lipids to form lipoproteins. Second one is a functional protein, or these are also called as enzymes. One of the important statement that all enzymes are proteins, but all proteins are not the enzymes, and that's why the functional protein is a category present in the protein. So these act as a catalyst to catalyze various physiological activities. About 30 enzymes are detected from the isolated plasma membrane. And among these, some of the important enzymes are 5-nucleosidase, Mg++ ATPase, Na plus K plus activated Mg++ ATPase, alkaline phosphatase, acid phosphomonoesterase, adenyl cyclase, RNase, etc. Permeases. Permeases are carrier proteins. As plasma membrane is permeable, but it is somewhat selectively permeable. And for the transfer of some of the macromolecules, these carrier proteins are very helpful. These carrier proteins form the complex with the substances which cannot pass through the plasma membrane. Okay, so these carrier proteins form the complex with the substances and help that substance to pass through the plasma membrane against the concentration gradient. That means from the lower concentration to the higher concentration. Just see the molecular structure of plasma membrane. If you see the structure of plasma membrane, then plasma membrane is a 3-layered structure. Okay, this is the first one layer, this one is the second and third one layer. The outer one layer is made up of protein. The inner one layer is made up of protein, and middle one is made up of lipid. This lipid layer is again bilayered. Okay, so these lipid layers are arranged parallelly to each other in a bilayered structure. This lipid, this one is the outer protein, it is about 20 angstrom. The inner one, which is again protein, it is again 20 angstrom. So these are the lipid layers. Okay, and in between lipid layer there is a presence of these, both are the protein layers, and in between the protein layers the lipid bilayer is present. So 20 plus 35, it is about 75 angstrom in thickness. 3 main concentric layers. The middle one layer of a lipid, outer and inner layer of protein. Various models have been proposed to explain the molecular organization or molecular structure of the plasma membrane. Here we will deal about the Daniel-Dawson model, then Robertson's unit membrane model, and fluid mosaic model, which was proposed by the Singer and Nicholson. Just see about the Danieli-Dawson model. This is a Daniel-Dawson model. According to Danieli and Dawson model, which is also called as a protein lipid protein model, or this one is also called as a sandwich model. This is the protein layer, outer layer of the protein, which is about 20 angstrom in thickness. This one act as a inner layer, which is again 20 angstrom in thickness, and in between these protein layers, these are the lipids. This lipid layer is again divided into 2-layered structure. Okay, these are the polar ends of the lipid. Okay, towards the protein layer, these are the polar ends, while this one is a non-polar end. Okay, this polar end is a hydrophilic, while non-polar end is a hydrophobic in nature. So this one is again one more figure. These are the proteins. This one is again protein. These are the lipid. These are also the lipid. So this is one of the layer of the lipid, and this one is another one. layer of lipid. Both the lipid layers are completely parallel to each another. Okay, this one is a polar end of lipid, which is a hydrophilic, while this end is a non-polar. Okay, and this non-polar end is a hydrophobic. So Daniel-Dawson model is also called as a protein lipid protein model, or this one is also called as a sandwich model. Why it is called as a sandwich model? Because here lipid layers are sandwiched between the protein layers. So this is one of the most popular model of the plasma membrane, and according to this, the plasma membrane is a trilaminar or tri-layered structure. Two protein layers form the outer and inner surfaces. Lipid is present in the bilayered form. That means it contains two chains of the lipid which is sandwiched between the protein layer. Each protein layer is 20 angstrom, while the bimolecular layer of lipid is a 35 angstrom, and totally it is a 75 angstrom. Lipid layers are parallel to each other and double layered structure. Lipid layers link with each other by the inner non-polar hydrophobic ends, water heating ends. Okay, on their inner side, these lipid layers contains the hydrophobic end or non-polar end, while on outer side these lipid molecules are polar and having the hydrophilic ends. Lipids are linked with the protein layers by their outer polar ends. Ionic linkage or electrostatic forces bind the lipid molecules and proteins together. Proteins form the main component of the plasma membrane, which provide the elasticity and mechanical resistance. So this is about the Danieli-Dawson model. Second one model is a Robertson's unit membrane model. This one is actually called as a unit membrane model, but is proposed by Robertson. That's why it is called as a Robertson's unit membrane model. And in 1964, this Robertson proposed this model. This is also most widely accepted model, similar to the Danieli-Dawson model, except two protein layers are dissimilar. As Daniel-Dawson model consists of outer protein layer, inner protein layer, and middle lipid layer. Same condition is present here, but chemically the outer protein layer and inner protein layer are dissimilar. It is a trilaminar, and protein lipid protein arrangement is present here. This is a protein layer, this is a lipid bilayer, and this one is again a protein layer. Central core of bilayered lipid molecule is covered by inner and outer protein coat. So this one is a outer protein coat, while this one is a inner protein coat, and in the center or in the middle lipid bilayer is present. Protein layers are dissimilar. Outer protein layer consists of mucoprotein, while inner one non-mucoprotein is present. See this one figure. This is a Robertson's unit membrane model. The outer protein layer consists of a mucoprotein. Mucoprotein is nothing but the glycoprotein composed of primarily of a mucopolysaccharide, while the inner layer is a non-mucoid. So these are the hydrophilic ends of the lipid. These are again hydrophilic ends of lipid. These are the hydrophobic ends of the lipid. Both the lipid layers are parallel to each other. So in the middle, lipid bilayer is present, and is covered or sandwiched between outer and inner protein layer, but only chemically they are dissimilar. Outer protein layer is a mucoproteinous, while inner protein layer is a non-mucoid. So this Robertson says all the biological membranes have a unit membrane, and if there are more layers in a biological membrane, they are multiple of a unit membrane. So all biological membranes were made up of unit membrane. Not only the plasma membrane of the cell, but whatever cell organelles present, they also contain the membrane. These membranes are also the unit membrane. Suppose if we consider this one as a structure of the chloroplast, then these chloroplast also contains the membrane. Okay, so this one is a structure of the chloroplast. This is a membrane, and this membrane is a unit membrane. Or likewise, suppose this one is a mitochondria. Suppose this one is a mitochondria. This mitochondria also shows the outer membrane as well as the inner membrane. Both the membranes are unit membrane, and these are the unit membranes. And if there are more layers, there are multiples of a unit membrane. Suppose this is the inner cell membrane, then this will contains the inner protein layer, lipid bilayer, and outer protein layer. This one is a outer one, again inner protein layer, then lipid bilayer, and outer protein layer. So according to Robertson, all biological membranes were unit membrane or are the unit membranes, and if there are more layers, they are multiples of the unit membrane. Different cell organelles which are membrane bounded, which are present in the protoplasm, also consist of the unit membrane. So the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosome, plastids, mitochondria, or else other also contains the unit membrane. This unit membrane act as a barrier between the cell. Okay, suppose this one is a tissue, then this outer membrane is a plasma membrane or cell membrane, which act as a unit membrane. These act as a barrier between the cell and its outer environment. Okay, this cell and outer environment, this is a barrier, or between the cell organelles and the cytoplasmic matrix. Within a cytoplasmic matrix, one can find the structure of a different cell organelles. Suppose these are present of the endoplasmic reticulum. Suppose these are the mitochondria, these are the chloroplasts, these are the ribosomes, lysosomes. So each organelle has a unit membrane, and this unit membrane separates this cell organelle from the outermost cytoplasmic matrix. Okay, so the Robertson, according to Robertson, this unit membrane or plasma membrane act as a barrier between the cell and its environment, and between the cell organelles and cytoplasmic matrix. Robertson also considers that outer and inner protein layers differ in the chemical reactions. No doubt, as chemically they are different, they will show different chemical reactions. Singer and Nicholson proposed most convincing model, which is called as a fluid mosaic model, which is worldwide accepted. Okay, in 1972 they proposed this model. According to the fluid mosaic model, protein do not form a sandwich covering. Here if you see, these are the lipid. Actually fluid lipid is present, and these are the proteins. So these proteins are partially or totally embedded within a lipid layers. Okay, so these are the lipids. Here protein do not form a sandwich covering like the Robertson's model or Daniel-Dawson's model. Okay, here they do not form the sandwich covering. Proteins are partially or completely embedded in the lipid bilayer. Protein units are compared to the floating icebergs in the sea of lipid. This is a lipid. This is one layer of the lipid. This is another one layer of a lipid, and these lipids are present in the form of fluid. Here these lipids are considered as a sea. So within a sea of a lipid, within an ocean of lipid, these protein acts as a icebergs. Either they are embedded or merged or sink in the ocean of the lipid, or they are partially present on outer side as a floating structures. So lipids here present are glycolipids and phospholipids. Carbohydrates which occur in association of protein molecules, and thus they give stability to the lipoprotein complex. Okay, carbohydrate occur in association of a protein molecule and give stability to lipoprotein, protein and lipid complex. Okay, then the last one point is a function of a plasma membrane. As it is a living boundary for the animal cell, it protects the cytoplasm as well as cell content. Membrane divides the living matter, that means protoplasm, into self-sustaining unit. As plasma membrane act as a unit membrane when the cell organelles are present within a cell. These membrane act as a unit membrane, and therefore this membrane divide the living matter, that means the protoplasm which is present inside the plasma membrane, into self-sustaining unit. Each unit is a self-sustaining, such as a mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, to coordinate and regulate various activities effectively. It also acts as the outermost layer where it provides the protection. It also acts as a center of reaction, as it acts as a boundary between the external and internal environment of the cell. So it acts as a center of a reaction. It also shows the antigen property. What is antigen property? That means the resistance against the foreign bodies. So plasma membrane of RBC has an antigen property where it resists the entrance of foreign bodies like bacteria or viruses. It also acts as a hormone receptor. The cell membrane contains specific hormone receptor which convey the information in the hormones to the interior of the cell. Transmission of the nerve impulses also occur on the surface of the membrane of a nerve cell. Response to the chemical stimuli is another one function performed by the plasma membrane, which is called as a chemoreception. Molecules associated with the cell membrane respond to variety of the chemical stimuli. Then transport of material. As permeability is present, permeability function is present, so the transport of material is another one function performed by the plasma membrane. There are two kinds of the transport. First one is active transport and another one is a passive transport. What is passive transport? When a passage of a molecule takes place through the plasma membrane from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration without the expenditure of energy, okay, then this one is called as a passive transport. That means it is a transport of substances along the concentration gradient. And what is active transport? Where there is expenditure of energy occurs. So when the passage of molecules from the through the plasma membrane from the region of lower concentration to the higher concentration is present, that means it is against the concentration gradients, then it is called as a active transport. Endocytosis and exocytosis is another one function performed by the plasma membrane. Endocytosis, that means intake of a material. It is a endocytosis, and when the materials are given out or particles are given out of the cell, then it is called as a exocytosis. Endocytosis is again two type, either it is a pinocytosis or phagocytosis. Intake of liquid droplet of a food is called as a pinocytosis, or intake of a pinosome is also called as a pinocytosis, while intake of a phagosome or solid particle, it is called as a phagocytosis. So endocytosis and exocytosis, which play a very important role in digestion process. Lysosomes play a very important role in the digestion of the extracellular material. So endocytosis and exocytosis is another one function. So this is about the cell membrane or plasma membrane. Next one part we will see in the next video. Till then, goodbye.